Marcel, now we've done the exercises.
Yes.
And you've done an amazing job, and I really appreciate your support.
Thanks, Vicky.
But I've got to say, I think there might be still a few people looking at this going, I can't do that.
Oh,
it's still too tricky, because we go back 18 months ago. Did you think you could even be here, or even doing these exercises?
Absolutely not. I had no strength, I had no coordination, and it wasn't until I started with really simple walking, just moving, just getting more active on a day-to-day basis, that I started to realise that I could build up some strength and I could build up some fitness. And fell over a lot, doing lunges and squats. Made mistakes, looked like an idiot, gave my trainer a lot of
You thought you looked like
laughs.
an idiot, yes. Okay, let's clarify that. You thought you did, whether you did or not. Yeah.
But week by week, I could just see that gradual change, and that gave me enough confidence to keep going.
Okay.
And that's been fantastic.
So it's not enough to go, I'm worried about what other people are going to think, and say, if you're thinking that, they've really got to go, no, this is my life. Yes.
That's right.
And the trouble is sometimes we don't know what we're capable of till we take that first step. So what would you encourage people to do for that first step?
I would encourage people to just start walking.
Yes.
Just start moving. Just start getting the feel of your body again, particularly when you're big. You know, your body can be quite a foreign entity.
Because you don't really want to have that relationship with it.
You don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
So getting used to feeling your body moving again and feeling comfortable within your own skin and just feeling that movement again, and then just start to build in some of the things that we've done today, some of the squats, some of the lunges. Just start with small steps. Just do 30 minutes a day, 10, 30 minutes a day, and just build up from there and get good advice and keep asking until you get good advice.
That is a good point, because sometimes you might be having a professional, but they can only take you so far, and maybe they're not the right one. So if you don't feel like you're getting the result, ask someone else.
That's right.
Ask a different question to a different professional, and then you might get a different response. And
joining a gym can, or doing anything, joining any sort of club can feel intimidating when you're not used to being physical. So do shop around until you find somewhere that you feel comfortable and where people support you. That's really
even for myself, as a personal trainer, I personally don't like gyms. I find it even intimidating for me. And so I can imagine what if someone has an exercise before, how intimidating it would be. But I think getting a one-on-one to make sure the technique is there, and someone who's known your journey, who's taken that time to actually talk with you, and like you've gone through the weight loss detective and actually got an understanding of what your biochemistry is like in your body, then you've been able to felt comfortable that that's sort of right, so you can actually work on the physical to actually get to who's actually underneath.
That's right.
And that's when the specific exercises come into it. So it's not just about walking will be good for getting the weight off and challenge with your brisk walk and up hills, but it won't be enough to actually change the body shape. So if someone's looking at this today and think, well, I don't believe Marcel had that weight, and I don't believe Vicky's a gynoid, we both know that it is true. And by baby steps and challenging the body, that you actually can get the results.
Absolutely. And the weight loss is a big component of it, and I know that that's what brings people into seeking this sort of advice. But I found that doing the weights, doing the exercise has meant I don't have back pain anymore. I sleep better at night. I can eat without feeling guilty, which is a really exciting phenomenon. And so it actually just gives you a freedom and a physical and emotional flexibility that I didn't have before. So it really is, you really should do both together, because it's not one or the other.
No, and it's understanding the holistic approach, getting rid of the diet mentality, and actually looking at the physical body as a gift. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but respecting it, because it is, once we look after it, then we're building that lean muscle, so then it's not about the food.
That's right.
Because I see as people that get older, they eat actually less food, but they're still getting bigger, and they just realise it's actually good quality food, and the using your body is actually how our body is meant to be worked.
But Vicky, you look like you've always been this shape and you've never had a weight issue in your life.
A lot of people say that to me, and I've never been obese, I've got to say that, but I've always had a very pear shape, which means you know, the weight has always been here. And I remember when I was in my early 20s and I grabbed this fat here and I go, I need to get rid of this fat right here. And so I'd be running around the block and I'd be doing a lot of cardio because I was scared of the gym, and I'd lose the weight here, but I'd still have this shape. So it wasn't until I would have been well into my 40s that I actually learnt strength training. And I actually learnt how to do a push-up and that squats, how to do them correctly. So that built my lean muscle, which allowed my metabolism to work more efficiently. From a gynoid point of view, it also allowed me to reduce the chance of estrogen dominance because my cells are working more efficiently. And it also stopped me craving the sugar. So it wasn't just from an aesthetic point of view, it was really from a deep cellular nutrition point of view. So no, I haven't been obese, but I'll definitely be one of the girls that go, I just don't want this here. So thank you for saying that. A lot of people look at me and think I've had it easy, but as I normally say, I didn't become a naturopath and personal trainer because I had good health. So I'm coming from a place of experience. So
great.
You know, so it's, I think you're an inspiration to people. I really mean that, because a lot of people try and it takes hard work, doesn't it? It's that commitment, and you've got your friends that maybe say, oh, it's okay, that bit of chocolate, or it's okay.
That won't hurt.
That's okay, and maybe it won't, but maybe it will, and only you know that, whether it will, and that's making that conscious decision. It's the same with, no one feels like exercising every day, but once you know how your body feels, then you've got a place of reference.
Absolutely, and I find now that when I don't exercise, I actually miss it.
Yes. So, now we're not saying you're addicted to exercise, not at all. No. But it's that feeling of how your body feels. I like exercising in the morning because it gets me going for the day. Whatever I do, I'll change it each day. But it helps me appreciate the beginning of the day. Sometimes I used to exercise when I was younger and in the afternoon when my children were little. So it's working out that time you can do it. That's right. Making it consistent.
Yes. And making a start. Yes. Because I used to think, well, if I don't exercise in the morning, it's not as effective exercising later in the day. But what I decided was it's better to do 30 minutes at the end of the day than nothing at all.
Absolutely.
So start any time of day, do 10 minutes, do 30 minutes, do an hour, just start. And just keep going. So even if you have a bad day... Exactly,
if you have a bad day, still put on the runners and go for a walk. You might be dragging your feet and stomping and carrying on, but that's okay.
You never regret it. You never regret going for a walk.
It does help with when the moods get on top of you, but we could probably talk all day.
We could.
But we just want to say that give it a try.
Yep.
Your body's worth it. You're amazing. You need to believe that. She's living proof.